Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex. Okay. Happy Saturday, one and all. There we go. All right. Let me see who's here. Okay, hello, Brenda Gray, Sandy Hairston, Carolyn Soares, Marcy Foreman. Hello to uh hmm Anoviu Modu. Yes, I got it. Thank you. Welcome for being here. Thank you for being here. Lane Parker, Legs, Lydia Washington, um, Nubian Queen, Rosa Roberts, Sharon Davis, Denise Marcus, MOC, Susie Q, B10 Powell, Connie Balmer, Jenny Hyde, and welcome to Sonia Johnson. Let's see, Olivia Harris, Carol Lunn. All right, I think I'm starting to repeat. So anyway, thank you guys. Oh, there we go. I didn't realize. See, good thing I scrolled backwards. Shani W, thank you so much for the super sticker. Happy Saturday to you, and thank you so much for being here on Royal Sussex. And wow, you happen to be first, huh? I appreciate that. Hello, Church Nellie, Mary H, Rick, Veronica Quick. All right. I'll get my slide up here. You know, guys, I started to go on later, but then I said, no, I don't want to do that. And anyway, I had these like huge plans for today that I was going to go and do this and go and do that. Well, I slept and slept and slept. I really needed that sleep. So it all worked out. I guess the rainy weather and everything must have gotten the better of me, but it is sunny today, so that kind of elevates my mood. Okay. From let me see. Thanks. I live in Alberta, Canada. Too many Trump folks here. Yeah, there's a lot of people that they all seem to have in common the fear of others. And what's really funny is that some of the people that are otherwise othered also have fear of others. So, yeah, isn't it a strange world we live in? So, Ayan Delal, thank you so much for being here. Olivia Harris. Let me see. What is that? 3 hours I've talked to the whole family plus two friends. We're doing 5 hours. Okay. Okay. All right. So I think we're good to go. I got my slides up. Oh, wow. Thank you so much for the very generous super sticker, Sandy Harrison. Thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex, and happy Saturday to you. Um, very well appreciated, and thank you so much for being here. Uh, wow, there's a lot of comments. That's what happens when I didn't start at 4. Georgia Walker, thank you for the super sticker, and thank you so much for being here on Royal Sussex. Happy Saturday. Thank you very much. Greatly appreciate it. All right. Um okay, I hope I didn't miss anybody super stickers, and I said hello to as many people as possible. Rosalind Gatewood, I didn't say hello to you, and Joanna A. God's Child is here. God's Child, you're in. Thank goodness. I have been working on that. Um, and I know I still got a couple of other people to work on. So here's what's happening. I'm glad that I saw that actually, because if you're not able to comment, it may be because it's for subscribers only. So you have to make sure you're subscribed. Some of the hate listeners, they subscribe. And also, if you are unable to get in, hello, Claudia Sims. Rohini. Hi, Rohini. If you're on Nubian Queen, Terry H. The other thing is that the setting is for 1 day, so you have to be subscribed for at least 1 day. And today there's like a 30-second delay on the comments, just in case it gets kind of crowded. So, hi, Julia Rock. So, yeah, that's it. That was my thing I had to say for today. Also, let us not forget it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So don't forget, you guys, if you've been putting it off or whatever, have a conversation, take a friend. If you know someone who has been diagnosed with breast cancer, reach out to them. You don't have to talk about it. Okay. I know some people are very nervous of those topics. Talk about the weather. I always believe that uh, if there's a topic that you are nervous to approach, then let the other person lead the conversation. I do that during times of bereavement. I make sure that I let the other person guide the conversation. So instead of worrying about, oh my goodness, I don't know what to say, don't say anything. Let them lead the conversation. After all, if you're there to support someone, if you are there to have FaceTime with someone, then let them lead the conversation. Don't make it about your fear, make it about your presence, right? That's all you have to do. Just make it about your presence. Hello, Joan Garcia. So yeah, don't have that phobia about not knowing what to say in a crisis. Don't say anything. If you're present, that is more than anything else that a person could expect. Is the idea that you are present and that you are being a part of their life. You're with them in those moments. Because, sometimes I'm like one of those people. I can't wait to get back to normal, right? I can't wait to get back to normal. So I may not bring it up at all. So, and I'm talking about if I'm the person who is going through grief or bereavement or doing some type of crisis, or if it's a question of health or something like that, I say let the other person lead the conversation. And if you take it from there, you'll be fine. And if they want to talk about it, cool. If not, at least you were present. And at least there's not that weirdness of you not being there at all. So just something to consider. Just something to consider. All right, let's see. Hello, Jacqueline. Jacqueline Squash, the official, and I do mean the official chaplain of Royal Sussex. Good evening, Baron and Squatty family. What a mighty God we serve. Have a blessed day, family. Our Sussex family and Mom Doria are being kept clean and close by the Most High God. Amen, amen, and amen. Thank you so much for the lovely prayer. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Jacqueline, the official, the official chaplain of Royal Sussex. Okay. Okay, let's see. Ben 10 Pal says, guys, I have to hit the road and won't be able to type, but I'll hear the conversation via my car stereo. Excellent, B10 Pal. Thank you for taking us on this journey with you. Greatly appreciate it. Hello, Judy Rigo. Let me see. Jennifer Household. Hello, welcome. Thank you. Okay, let's get to it, shall we? Well, this is a online well, let's see. What is it called? It's called Pop Bass. Oh, wait, did I do that in the wrong order? Yes, I did. There it is. Pop Bass is your best source for all pop culture related entertainment, news, award show coverage, and chart updates, statistics, and more. Well, guess what? They have some almost 350,000 people that follow them on Twitter. And I don't know what other mediums they're on, but the reason why I like them and why I'm starting to follow them is because of this. We stand with Harry or we stand with Charles. Take your choice. So 5% of the people who answered this unscientific survey, I'm just going to be fair and say it's probably not very scientific, but You know what? If it helps with the images of the Sussexes, if it reinforces our love for Harry and Meghan, then I say it's probably accurate. Good enough for me. So 95% of the people surveyed is with Team Sussex, and that's good enough for me. Yep, I will hang my hat on that one. Yeah, works for me. All right, you guys, and on we go. So there we Omid Scobie. Omid Scobie. Since Omid Scobie has gotten this deal with Yahoo, he has been more apt to go there, as I like to say. He has been more apt to go there. And by going there, I mean the outlets they work with haven't, right? So this article here says Prince William's anger as the crown profits from the pain of Diana in BBC interview. And Omen's response is, and the outlets they work with haven't? Huh? The outlets they work with have not benefited from the pain that Princess Diana has gone through? The answer, of course, is yes, they have profited and profited a lot. Pain that in some cases, those tabloids and those news organizations have created. They don't report the news, they practically create the news. So, yes, Omid Scobie is right. And the outlets they work with haven't profited, right? So that's why I say Omid, Omid has been unshackled, untethered. He's off the leash. He is out there doing his job as a fair and balanced reporter. And that's all we ever wanted was fair and balanced. So yes, there were times in the past when we thought, Omid, just call it out. Just call it out. Well, you know, as things go, he himself was being somewhat treated in a demeaning manner by people within the institution, and well, he's managed to, what could I say? I don't want to use any crude language, but he's more free than he was before. So I won't say about anything about what he's grown since then. I'll just say how he has grown since then. So good on you, Omid. Thank you for telling it like it is. And of course, this is in reference to William's BBC lies ruined my mother's life. Well, um, William seems to have received his talking points from those very media people, the tabloids, television, etc. He seems to have received their talking points from those individuals. And of course, someone had to be sacrificed, meaning the BBC. So lately, the BBC has been under more pressure than ever to go along with the bidding of the tabloids and the institution. So the BBC is getting it from both sides. You have the institution and you have the tabloids that seems to be guiding their decisions when it comes to reporting the news. They're not very objective, not that they ever really were, because they are, um, I believe they are funded in part by the government, or are they really of the government? So it is um, rooted in to the early days of television. BBC was there, and they always seem to promote all things royal. So objective, not so much. And anyone who is objective doesn't seem to stay around long with the network. So it's a shame too, because BBC and CNN at one time they were the most trusted names in television journalism. But as they have succumbed to the pressure of the right wing, both, you know, news media companies or groups or whatever you call them, they seem to have, I guess, lost their courage. I'm really, really disappointed with CNN because for a long time, people assumed that CNN, well, people around the world assumed that CNN was some kind of government news agency from the US, when in actuality, it is very much a private company, or was a privately, well, should I say, it was a publicly owned company, but not by the government, but by their shareholders and such. And so they, were not obligated to the federal government or any other government whatsoever. But now, they seem to be caving to the right wing, just like William seems to have caved. And through his mother's memory under the bus, he has helped to gag his mother. Hey, Anastasia Isabella, glad you're here. Uh, Deborah Debbie, good to see you. Jenny H. Yeah, let me see. Jackie Mensa, glad you're here. Yeah, so William seems to have been a co-signator of the invisible contract. And of course, Lord Nappyhead is one of the most famous owners of a tabloid. Let's see, you got Rupert Murdoch with the Sun, you got Lord Nappyhead with the Daily Mail and the Mail on Sunday. And of course, where you find those two right wing people, Murdoch and Lord Nappyhead, you are not likely to find the truth. But nowadays, you are likely to find a lawsuit. The lawsuit seems to go hand in hand with both of those entities. Okay, the Duchess of Cornwall opens the Daily Mail um, Chalk Valley History Festival. So there she is, the future queen consort, and now she is the queen consort. There she is at an event with the devil, with this demon of the airways. I mean, how can they possibly objectively report on the royal family if they seem to be in the bed with them? I mean, there you have Charles, Camilla, and Lord Nappyhead all rolling around in the same bed, figuratively, of course. You know, ugh, 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 let me stop. I just felt a little hint of nausea when I said that. I gotta stop. I just almost threw up in my mouth. Ugh, ugh. Okay, next. So, thank you to the squatty that provided this to me today. Um, I'm not a Sussex supporter. I detest all the grifters, Windsors equally, but I have MSN. I'm sorry, but have Miss blah, but have MSN been deliberately let loose on Meghan? Yes, it's been disgusting. Still, she has nothing to do with our right to object to the monarchy, which I do with every fiber of my being. So this person, Squeak Furch, I guess that might be some type of Squeak Furch, all right. What I'm trying to say is that is someone from Wales, okay? I'm not sure what that is. I may be swearing right now and don't know it. So I'm just going to move on. So there are four stories that was highlighted by this Twitter account. And let's take a look at what we got here. Imagine growing up knowing you'll be made prince of a foreign country. Then imagine the arrogance required to not bother learning its language. Did I not mention that last week? Or was it earlier this week? Isn't that what I said? I said that maybe I started saying that 2 weeks ago. The very idea that at 40 years old, you have been made the Prince of Wales. You've known all your life that at some point you would have to reign over essentially another country. I mean, they don't see themselves as part of Britain. They don't see themselves as part of the United Kingdom. They see themselves as an independent state. Well, a lot of people do there. I don't know the number, but a lot of people do not see Wales as part of the United Kingdom. They feel as though they are occupied by a foreign government. Well, if that is the case, even though that government is just over the border, one would think that as the future Prince of Wales, that you would learn the language. I just said that. I'm like, how come he doesn't speak Welsh? This is not helping his case right now. This is not helping his father. This is not going to help that institution, that you are so lazy that you haven't learned the language. And I love the way that he and Kate went to Wales. And one story says, well, this was last minute. They didn't want to let people know just to keep the protesters away. But then someone else reports that there was over 3,000 people who came to this last minute call to support the Cambridge, well, the Waleses, the Prince and Princess of Wales, that at the last minute, 3,000 people, 3,000 people jumped out the shower, 3,000 people dropped everything they were doing. They ran out of the workplace. They leaped over hedges. They parked their cars in the middle of the streets, and they all just ran over to see Tweedledee and Tweedledum. They all ran to see Bedknobs and Broomsticks. Are we supposed to believe that someone was raking their yard and they dropped the rake? Oh, what? What? The Prince and Princess of Wales is here? I got to get over there. That's what they want us to believe. They want us to believe that somebody left the pot boiling so that they could run for their lives. Otherwise, they'll miss this opportunity to see the future heir of this occupying force within the confines of our nation. And then when they get there, what do they find out? He don't speak a lick of Welsh. Not a word. And how long has he known that he was going to be the Prince of Wales? Well, it has to be as far back as he could remember. Let's say he could remember 3, 4 years old. Let's say he has memories of those years. And I'm sure, at least by age 6, he found out what a Prince of Wales is and the fact that he would be one. And so, from 6 years old, let's say in 34 years, he's had all this time to realize that he watched The Crown. He watched his father. His father at age 19 was speaking Welsh. He went through a crash course so that at his investiture, he could speak Welsh to the Welsh people. But this one, not so much. He doesn't know, he doesn't care. So this idea that someone was eating lunch and they dropped their sandwiches and ran out the back door, leaped over the neighbor's garden, went through a gangway, uh, ran across the street, hopped on a bus, and went over to whatever that castle is, Cardiff Castle, so that they could greet the Cambridges or the Waleses or whatever. I find it hard to believe. But that is what they want us to think. And that seems like a lot of trouble for somebody to go through, only to find out that he didn't bother to learn a single word of the language. Look at the pompous arrogance. The pompous, arrogant, stupid expression. Even Camilla is cringing. God save us all. Well, this is when they went to the Westminster Hall, and they were there in those throne chairs. And Camilla, who obviously was trying to scan the room to see if she recognized anyway, and then Charles seems to be in a bit of a daze. Now, I'm going to be fair to Charles. Yes, he has just lost his mother at this point, and it's so odd. He's sitting in that chair. He kind of reminds me of Humpty Dumpty for some reason, like he might just roll out the chair. But anyway, that's nothing. But so Charles is sitting there gazing upward. All right, let me be fair to Charles. There is a lovely hammer beam ceiling at the Westminster Hall. So obviously, he is adoring this medieval ceiling of the building, right? It is lovely. And I even noticed that Prince Harry gazed upward at that beautiful hammer beam ceiling, which they say the timbers go all the way back to medieval times. So he's looking up at that, but it's not like he hasn't been there before. So I'm also going to say that it's not like he hasn't been there before. So, um, but it does seem rather peculiar that the two of them have those very bizarre looks on their faces where um, I'm not saying why she was scanning the room. I'm just saying that you know, she seemed to be, I guess, looking to see if she recognized anybody. Um, that's all. I don't want to imply otherwise. I'm just saying that I'm you know what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to keep it PC. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to keep it PC. So but anyway, let me demonstrate. I just let me see here. So when you got an opportunity, you can check it out yourselves. But I'm just gonna be fair to Charles because you guys know I try to be fair, which is almost like a see there. That is what they have at the Westminster Hall, and apparently some of those timbers go back to medieval times. And so Charles was just admiring the old world, you know, work that was put into that lovely ceiling. And so his eyes gazed upward, whereas, Camilla seems to, I guess, scan the room in case somebody else's wife comes charging up there because she has been known to have had quite a few affairs. So maybe she was scanning the room hoping that somebody's wife didn't come charging up there after her. Maybe she was scanning the room, hoping that nobody came up there and tried to grab some of that pharaoh. Oh, don't worry, I did that myself. Sometimes I sit here and I just, for some reason, I start looking up at that arrow on the left, which I shouldn't go near doing the live, and I hit that arrow and take myself right out the chat. I don't know why that happens, but I do. I sit there and it's just like a moth to the fire. I gaze up at that arrow and someone says, hit it. And I do. And next thing I know, I have logged myself out. But anyway, that's enough of all that who shot John. I'm back, and that's all that's important. Um well, yeah, for some reason, that little voice in my head just said, hit that arrow, and I did, and I pushed myself out the chat. But okay, here's a close-up. That's probably what distracted me, but there's a close-up. So it's a beautiful space, right? They said that that space goes back to the year of 11 something or 10 something. And it's like one of the oldest rooms in all of the United Kingdom, et cetera, et cetera. So Charles was gazing up at that lovely hammer beam ceiling. All right. That's it. All right. Now let's get back to those two. And right there, that's now, mind you, let me go back right here and show you. These are the four slides, or should I say, screenshots that this person, Squeak Firch Gwinder, Princess of Wales, is sharing with us. That, and now this one. The Saxe-Coburg Gothas erased our heritage and replaced it with the gilded vulgarity of tasteless wealth. So, I guess what they're trying to say is it has been known for quite some time, it's been said that the Saxe-Coburg Gothas, whatever, erased well, it's been said that particular house of the royal family. As you know, there's the House of Windsor, which is actually the Saxe-Coburg Gothas. And then before that, there was the Hanoverians. And before the Hanoverians, there was, no, wait, no, it was, yeah, it was the Hanoverians. And before that, I believe it was the Stuarts. And so the name of the family is passed down from the male line. So whereas before it was Saxe-Coburg Gothas. Then it became Windsor because of the Queen's grandfather changing the name, right? But still the same house, actually, is Saxe-Coburg Gothas. And because of Philip, Prince Philip uh, had the name Mountbatten, right? Philip Mountbatten, which was actually, his name was anglicized. So it was given a more Anglo sound, but actually Philip's last name was not Mountbatten. And so when that name was created out of nowhere by, I think it was Louis Mountbatten or someone in the family, wanted to make it sound more English. Um, then Philip passed down the name Mountbatten hyphen Windsor so that he could pass something on to the institution. So if he couldn't rule as king, if he couldn't, be equal to his wife, at the very least, he could pass on the family name Mountbatten. So that's why the Queen is not known as a Mountbatten-Windsor. She was just a Windsor. But because she married Philip, Philip created that hyphen for the name of Mountbatten-Windsor. So that is where that comes from. But essentially, it has been the house of Saxe-Coburg Gothas, and they were into the bling. They were into the vulgar a bling. They loved a lot of money. They spent the Hanoverians, starting with the Prince Regent, could not spend money fast enough. And then Queen Victoria seemed to have rather extravagant taste. And so on and on, they spent a lot of money and they brought a lot of stolen jewels and such. And it's amazing that at the time of Queen Elizabeth I, some of the jewels that were in the crown jewels were rented. Can you believe that? When Queen Elizabeth I was crowned, some of the jewels were actually rented from other families. And then by the time you get to Queen Elizabeth I, most of the crown jewels are pretty much blood diamonds and jewels from all over the world, a stolen diamond from a child in India, and then, of course, the Star of Africa, which was stolen from occupied South Africa. So, pretty much the entire crown jewels is stolen or, created from blood and sweat and tears. That's where it comes from. So, and then the last slide here is this one. Left, what the monarchy promises, right, what the monarchy delivers. So on the left is what the monarchy promised the world, but on the right is what the monarchy has delivered. Oh, Lord. Say it's only a paper moon. sailing across a cardboard sea. Say it's only make believe if you believe in me. Yes, it's only a paper moon. I don't know why that song comes to mind when I look at those two. Say it's only a paper moon sailing across a cardboard sea. Say it's only make believe if you believe in me. Yes, one must believe in make believe in order to believe that those two adulterers will reign as king and queen because they want us to drop the consort. They are going to reign as king and queen, the king and queen of swing. Yes, the king of swing. I guess they may have been swingers in some other part of their life, but who knows? I don't know. That's not confirmed, but it's alleged. I'm alleging it, by the way. But yes, instead of what the public pay, you know what? You know what? I just thought about something. Do you know what? Do you know what? I just thought about something. Since people are always complaining that, well, we want our money back. Well, you know, some of the derangers and stuff, they say they want their money back for the Sussexes' wedding because they feel as though they didn't get what they paid for. Well, let me tell you something. When the Sussexes got married, they didn't get what they were promised. They were promised that they would be able to work independent of the rest of Kensington Palace, that they would be able to go out on projects of their choosing, that they would uplift and promote the Commonwealth whenever possible. That's what they were promised. So Meghan had to spend part of her money to uphold the image of an institution that was hostile toward her. Does she get any of her money back? Meghan walked away from a career and promised the queen that she would uphold the values of the House of Windsor, Saxon, Coburg, Goethe, and Hanover and stuff. She promised that she'd do that. And you know what? She's kept the promise. The Sussexes have not put a foot wrong since they left. They haven't done anything that would have embarrassed the institution. Now, have they caused embarrassment to people that were hostile toward them? Well, if you mean the Oprah interview, yeah, probably. They told the truth and that proved to be embarrassing. But otherwise, you know, I read that statement that the Queen made after the Sussexes left royal duty, after they stepped back. And part of it was that they promised to maintain the dignity of the royal family. So I would say for that, they get an A. They haven't caused any embarrassment. A. They haven't used their titles for the purposes of trade or commerce. I give them another A for that. So I say they have scored 100 since they left the institution. Now, that being said, can you say the same thing about Charles? Can you say anything about Camilla that wouldn't get you served a cease and desist letter? Should you say anything about either one of them? And that's a good question. I don't know. But all I can say is they did not get what they were promised. The Sussexes were the ones who have had a promise broken. I don't believe that there was any way to know that once they went into that institution that they would be so miserably attacked by, you know, the royal family's guard dogs and such. Who could have known that? I mean, yes, we all know that it is a racist institution at its core, but I say that they promised to be on their best behavior and they were not. Tao, is it Tao, has been a member for 14 months. I am unable to join the live chat. I don't know how is that possible. I mean, I'm looking at it now. I see that you just commented. You said I am unable to join the live chat. a member of 14 months. I don't know. Just I can't explain that right now, but I know it's frustrating, but I'm not sure why that happens. And I wish I could do something about it, but I am unable to at this point. But anyway, thanks for listening. Don't forget to like. All right. Let me see here. So before I go on, let me take a look at a couple of your comments. Let me see. Thank you, Church Nelly. Yeah, A plus. All right, Sonia Johnson. I give them the A plus because they haven't put a foot wrong. They really have not. They have been the standard bearers for the royal family in that they have been very generous. They have worked for charities. Um, I say it's been a win-win, even though the family doesn't appreciate. Yeah, Kizendor says, "Hold up, Baron. She had to buy her own clothes when she married into." That's what I'm saying. She's not getting the money back for her clothes. Exactly. That's what I meant. I don't know how it came out, but that's exactly what I'm saying. She's not getting reimbursed for her wardrobe, even though they led people to believe that it was coming out of the allowance from Prince Charles. But no, she had to buy her own clothes, but yet they made people believe that, oh, that she was getting some type of hand. But don't they love to do that? Don't they love to make people believe that Black folks always need some kind of handout? That seems to be a narrative, is that she's going to move her mama in so she can cash in on some of that Windsor stuff. And of course, the Duchess of Sussex, even though she helped to create a fashion line in Canada, she somehow, when she went over there, all she had was an old pair of dungarees and some tennis shoes and a big t-shirt and a hoodie sweatshirt. That's what they want you to believe, is that she came over there and got off a Greyhound bus, even though they don't have Greyhound in the UK. But she pulled up in front of that 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 the Duchess of Sussex pulled up in front of Kensington Palace, got off that Greyhound bus and was chewing gum and had a couple of, like one of those old Madonna outfits. Like she got off the bus looking like she was in some old Madonna video, like a backup dancer from a Madonna video. So that's what they want you to believe, is that Meghan uh, pulled up to the castle, pulled up to pulled up to the castle to meet the Queen, got off the old Greyhound bus and looked like one of the backup dancers from that music video, "Love Is a Battlefield." Remember that? Love is a battlefield. Yeah, they want us to believe that Meghan got off the back of the Greyhound bus looking like an extra from the video "Love is a Battlefield." Oi, where might I find the Queen, eh? That's what they want us to believe. That there's some old Studebaker taxi pulled up and Meghan threw a duffel bag out on the ground and then jumped out the taxi and ran so she wouldn't have to pay, only to be rescued by the British royal family. Well, how many followers did she have on Instagram? Was it 3 million? But they want us to believe that Meghan ran from the taxi without paying, with a duffel bag, dragging it along the ground, yelling to the guard to hurry up and open up the gate, and ran inside so she could meet the Queen. Oh man. Anyway, let me stop. You guys know I have a very weird imagination. Okay, so let's move on, shall we? Let us move on. I am dragging it along here, and I shouldn't. Okay, December 2010, Prince Harry, Elmhurst Kinder, excuse me, drank the water too fast. Golden Heart Award, um, in recognition of his charitable and humanitarian efforts. And then in 2012, the Atlantic Council of Distinguished Humanitarians Leadership Award. In 2018, the Royal Canadian Legion. In 2018, also, he won the Royal New Zealand Return and Service Association. These are all the humanitarian awards that Prince Harry has already won for his philanthropy and volunteering, and also helping to showcase some of the most important organizations, and he has been awarded for it. So, Invictus, Centabale, etc. He's done the work way more than his brother. While he was doing all this stuff, his brother was out there, doing, going on skiing trips and holidays and stuff, not showing up at the air taxi thing or air ambulance thing that he was supposed to be doing. He always had an excuse not to work. Check it out, Christopher Bowsey. Christopher Bowsey, there he is with Nacho Figueres. Yes, there he is with Nacho. Nacho is actually signing a what do you call it? A what is that game? Polo ball. One of those polo balls. And there is Christopher. So Christopher is just letting you know that I got receipts. Receipts. People want you to think that he just showed up out of nowhere, or that he was paid by some dark force to do the work that he's doing, instead of a man with a conscience who knows the way of the, you know, how these things work. So let me see. Oh, Kathy Gabby says, I just saw that. Kathy Gabby says, Baron, that was an arrangement the Queen made with Winston Churchill, the Mountbatten part. She had to fight for the arrangement, else Philip's name would be nowhere there. Exactly. So Philip had some type of claim on the family. Otherwise, I think it was Philip's, as they said in the Crown, am I to be the only man in the land whose family or whose children doesn't take his name? So they created that little hyphen for him so he'd shut up and maybe come home at night. So he has shut up, and maybe he might actually spend some time at home with his family. Wink, wink. Let me see. Meghan was on a school trip to Buckingham Palace when those photos were taken. She had her lovely, natural, normal hair. That happened to her. What happened to her? She can't even get her clothes tailored now. Well, you know what? That thing about, oh, she knew what was going to happen. How many people have taken a picture in front of Buckingham Palace? I did a selfie myself in front of Buckingham Palace. It's what people do. You stand there, you find out the changing of the guards is one of the most boring things that you could possibly do, besides listen to Kate give a speech. And then you find out that the flag means the queen is there or not there. It is just an obligatory trip to Buckingham Palace as a way to say, yes, I've been to London. Then you go by Big Ben. Then you go over by the Trafalgar Square. It's just what you do. It's no big deal. I mean, everybody does it. So the idea that she was somehow scheming from her early years in her life, that one of these days I'm going to be on that balcony, as if they would love to believe that everybody is out there wringing their hands trying to figure out how to get on that balcony. Well, not all of us are, let me see. Oh, I know. Here's a good example. Not all of us are this person right here, Angela Levin, Megan, she's a Hollywood actress, so she only started acting just to get on the balcony. She probably had a camera in her pocket. That's about the only person that would love to be there. Well, there's many others, I'm sure, but that's her story, not Megan's. The profile about Bot Sentinel and me was published today. I want to thank everyone who has contributed to Bot Sentinel, our volunteers, and the folks who gave me words of encouragement throughout this journey. I also want to thank my team who made us number one. So this magazine is called The Information Weekend. I think that's the name of it. But he was very proud to mention this, as well he should, on his Twitter account. So that's where I found it, was on his Twitter. So if you guys are interested in reading the article, I will try to remember to put it in the community tab. I'll try. But otherwise, it's called The Information Weekend Edition. And this story is about, or you can go to Twitter, and it's one of the most recent things that was posted by Christopher Bosey. Okay, that's that. I love the power of the Sussex squad, able to influence the outcome of a whole coronation. In an era of social media where any army of Republicans and Sussex superfans stand poised to pick apart the royal family, every move, the coronation of King Charles III and Queen Camilla will be as fraught as any before them. And when they say Republicans, of course, they mean people who want to rid themselves of the monarchy, not an American Republican. So that is in reference to these slides. So when I put it in red like that, this is a quote from someone on Twitter, but if they use like their personal name or something like that, I'd rather not mention it here. So when I put it in the red like that, that means it's someone's quote. But this is what they shared with us: how the culture war could affect the coronation. So over here it says, in an era of social media where an army of Republicans and Sussex superfans stand poised to pick apart the royal family's every move. Okay, there's one little error there. I don't think the Sussex squad is so interested in picking apart the royal family's every move. What we pick apart is the way they treat Harry and Meghan. And of course, I throw in just a little bit of sarcasm, like when I insinuated that somebody gave the Queen a horse tranquilizer, or when I referred to Camilla as certain barnyard animals, or when I referred to her as that grinning jazz hand girl that has this odd tick, then okay. But I don't really think that we're picking them apart. We're just having a little fun. Or when I say he's incandescent with rage, or, I'm saying all of that's just in fun. But basically, we don't really care what they do. What we care about is leave Harry and Meghan alone. So, yes, we will go there, but it's only driven by the fact that they keep messing with Harry and Meghan. So, I am going to admit I can be rather petty when people that I am concerned about, or people I'm loved or whatever, is being picked over and messed with, then yes, out comes the sarcasm and the wit and stuff like that. But I wouldn't say that I deliberately go after people. And I don't believe that anybody gave the Queen a horse tranquilizer, but I do believe that she should have had her seatbelt on, because I was concerned about her tilting forward and smushing her lipstick all over the dashboard and breaking her glasses and messing up her hair. But that's not really a criticism or anything. I was just worried. I was just worried about her. I mean, I was obsessed by the idea that she looked rather blissful in, comparison to her circumstances, and that she might tilt forward and smash her lips on the dashboard, and You know what I'm saying? So I don't think that that was being hypercritical or anything like that. So all right, and then the last slide there at the bottom is in reference to, and that's before the king untangles the replacement of his family. The Prince of Wales' young brood, one disgraced sibling, and the expected presence of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, who will celebrate their son's fourth birthday on the same day. So, all of these things are going on for the coronation. And again, I don't think the Sussexes, or should I say the Sussex squad, as they referred there, Sussex superfans, I don't think that we would even bother. As a matter of fact, if it wasn't for Harry and Meghan, uh, there's a lot of things that that family is doing right now that would have no relevance whatsoever, but the tabloids have come up with this ingenious way to make you look by playing good versus evil, and that is like a universal storyline that seems to resonate with so many people, and thus people will watch these events because it's almost like Muhammad Ali's Thriller in Manila. Once you build it up so much, then of course people are going to see is uh, is Archie there? Will the Sussexes show up? All that kind of stuff. We're going to get that over and over, all the way up until the day of the coronation. And they knew exactly what they were doing when they scheduled that event on Archie's birthday. They need the Sussexes to actually make people look at them. Otherwise, I believe most people would have lost interest long before the Queen died. I think that the Queen's lack of presence all those months before she died, and I'm talking about the intermittent appearances that she had, and also the fact that the rest of the family is so boring. I don't think anybody would have paid them any attention, and they know this. They know this. They need the Sussexes, but I would prefer they just leave them alone. But if you are going to use the Sussexes to bolster the image of the rest of the family, then I say, then I and the rest of the Sussex squad, we will do everything that we can to make sure that they are billionaires in their lifetime. So I think if they're going to be exploited like that, at least they should get something out of it. But that's just my opinion. I'm sure the Sussexes don't see it that way. And at the end of the day, I would still rather they just leave them alone. There's so much good that can be done in this world by so many people, including the Sussexes, if it wasn't for that constant negative drumbeat of non news that goes on every day with those tabloids. The tabloids make things worse, not better. Okay. And then there's this downbeat prediction by the Treasury and others on the economic consequences of leaving the EU, contemptuously dismissed at the time by the Brexit campaigners as Project Fear, have been on a long fuse, but they have turned out to be overwhelmingly correct. And if anything, have underestimated both the calamitous loss of international standing and on the scale of damage that 6 years of policy confusion and ineptitude has imposed on the country. In other words, they should have stayed in the flippin' EU. So much of what's going on right now with the average working class person in the United Kingdom is as a result of leaving the EU. Obama tried to warn them. So many other people tried to warn them. Do not do this. And they did it anyway. It is so sad because the very people that lied repeatedly to scare people into voting for the Brexit are the same people that are going to be crying like a rat eating onions when Scotland leaves Britain, when Wales leaves Britain, and when Northern Ireland is united with the Republic of Ireland. All of this is like a domino effect. And the worst part about it is it was so unnecessary. We're always stronger together. But once you start splitting and splintering, I don't see how that was supposed to make life better. This is just so stupid. If something isn't broke, break it. Is that the policy? Who does that? And there's Boris Johnson with his bag full of lies, as you can see there. And first, Boris Johnson said that he was against Brexit. Only the next day, he was for Brexit, which he was probably never against it in the first place. But he was leveraging, he was hedging his bets to make sure that he came down on the right side. And then once he was sure, and look at how the common everyday people are paying the price for this big lie. Have they hired one extra nurse since the start of Brexit? Because they were supposed to end the waits at the NHS. I'm not even from the UK, and I know that that was one of the selling points, is that if we stop paying for all of these others, then we could put more money into the NHS, and life is going to be so much better for everyone. Independent Scotland, independent Wales, and of course, United Ireland. They're coming. They are coming very soon. Oi, come back. As you can see, Ireland is sailing, actually rowing away from the ship of state, from the HMS Great Britain. They are rowing away as fast as they can as the HMS Great Britain is headed over a waterfall and Scotland is heading for the shores of the European Union. I mean, this is a very clever way to put it, but it is, and it's too late now. I mean, the momentum is working against the United Kingdom right now, which is unfortunate. It would have been so much easier to just show proper respect to every member of the United Kingdom, every state in the United Kingdom, show them proper respect. Maybe they would have stayed, but the last straw was leaving the EU. I mean, that really sums it up. If anything was a death nail to the United Kingdom as a unified country, and that was leaving the EU because it costs so much to so many people to leave the EU. And the only people who have seemed to benefit from it were the people who are not hurting right now. They're doing just fine. As a matter of fact, once the pandemic came, a lot of those same people made a lot of money. They haven't had it as good since. I mean, before that, but now look at them. They got all that money from the government, and the like the common working person received maybe a 5 to 15% increase in their income. But the prices have jumped up so high that takes away any of that and then some. Whereas the people who got the big money during the pandemic, they bought properties and such, making it almost impossible for working class people who are trying to establish a family to buy property in the United Kingdom. It's almost impossible for a young person to buy their first home. And why? Brexit. And by the way, some of the people that are landlords that will not build new affordable housing, they won't do that because it benefits the people that own the property. I mean, there's just a small percentage of people in the United Kingdom that owns all the property, and the working class people Well, you can rent from us, but the rent is going to be really high. Get a roommate. Get a couple of roommates. So it's coming. That looks just like a tide coming down a river, doesn't it? It looked like a river of independence headed toward London. Now, a little Scottish humor. During the pandemic, you could see the guy on the left side. He said, "Don't get killed." Don't you love it? Don't get killed. Don't get killed. And look at the little kid on the right side. Isn't he adorable? With his tartan. We call it plaid in the US. Wearing his tartan. Look at him with his flat cap, with his little miniature bagpipe. And look at those that little kilt he's wearing. Isn't that adorable? I know. I know. I love it. Just let me know if you saw my email, Baron. Email. I don't know. I get so many of them. I'm sorry, but I'll check. And that'll be your name on there, right? I will check. Okay, I will. I promise. Oh, and by the way, thank you for the super chat, and thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Yes, I'm sorry, guys. I know sometimes I get emails and I don't see them or whatever, but I get so many of them that I just kind of, yeah, I mean, you know what I did. Oh, thank you so much, Lydia Washington. 1,400 people in the chat, and there's only 554 likes. Y'all, please hit the thumb up. Thumbs up, please. Thumbs up. It helps so much with the algorithm. Okay, so, and there. Dad, okay, let me see if I can do a Scottish accent. Dad, are we Scottish? And Dad says, shut up and drink your whiskey. I know that one's kind of bad, right? But I belong to a group of Scottish people or a Scotland group, a Scottish something group on Facebook, and that's where I got these from. So, yeah, so drink your whiskey. So a neighbor knocked on my front door at 3 a.m. 3 a.m. Luckily, I was already up and playing the bagpipe. Get it? I was already up and playing the bagpipe. 3 a.m. Okay. Okay. All right. Let me do this one. Don't run with your bagpipes. You could put an eye out, or worse yet, get killed. Huh? Don't run with your bagpipes. You. I'm trying to do a Scottish accent. You could put an eye out, or worse, well, worse yet. Wait, or worse. Well, I'm trying to roll the R. Or oh gosh, that hurts. Or what? Or worse yet, get killed. Or worse yet, get killed. Okay. Okay. All right. So let me see. What's the next one here? Oh, and when I went to Scotland, just to share with you guys, see on the left side, I think I've shared this before, but I wanted to feel a part of the experience. So check out my tartan. And no, I did not buy a skirt. I didn't buy one of those kilts. I actually just bought a scarf. So that's the scarf I purchased. And I didn't even think about the Scottish flag at the time, but it is in the colors of Scotland with the blue and white. But that was my first and only piece of tartan that I purchased whilst visiting Scotland. And if you take a look on the right side, check it out. There is a statue of Abraham Lincoln in one of those city cemeteries. And if you take a look at it up close, it says in memory of the Scottish American soldiers. And of course, those soldiers are the ones who helped when I can't read that small print. Let me see if I can zoom in on it. To preserve the jewel of liberty in the of something American Civil War or something. Yeah. Anyway, I can barely make that out, but that is. I was so surprised when I saw it. I was walking through the cemetery, which I love to do, and there was this amazing, you know, monument to Abraham Lincoln and the Civil War. Lauren, let me see, official Lauren Brown, another super sticker. Thank you so much, and thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Okay, let me scroll and scroll. Let me see. Let me see. Brexit played on people's nostalgia. It was made to be appealing to those who long for the return of the British Empire. They were told leaving EU would bring back the great to the decaying Britain. Well, yeah, this map I can see that as being part of it. It was like a big outcry of nationalism at the worst possible time, and of course, in order to distract from that, then Bojo, amongst others, had this ideas to bring back the Royal Yacht Britannia, as if the first Britannia was not a big white elephant. They want to bring back a new Britannia. They want to create a new Britannia to serve as some type of cultural center for all things Britain. So if you go to Switzerland, how is the Britannia going to help promote Britain in Switzerland? Are you going to sail the new Britannia down to the Middle East as you sell arms to people there, or to Africa where you sell more arms to people of color to kill each other? Was that the whole point of a new Britannia? And then the Queen, in the latter years of her reign, um, when the jet age started, it was fewer and fewer occasions that the Queen ever actually sailed on the Britannia. The boat would actually go to another harbor, and the Queen would fly in, and then it was just like having a little slice of Buckingham Palace at sea. They would actually entertain and stuff on the Britannia, as opposed to the Queen actually sailing on the Britannia. So it was getting to the point where the Britannia was only being used a few times a year, and it was built at a time when there was still a British Empire, but now there isn't. So yeah, thank you for that, this map. That is absolutely bang on. Dorothy Ross says, the rare accent, Baron. You let us know what language you are using. I thought it was like a Scottish dialect. Oh man. And I'm just sitting here trying to get that Scottish accent out. It was like I was having a fit. If there was anybody around, they probably would have tried to put a spoon on my tongue. I wonder, to the outside observer who could have been listening, what they were thinking while I was sitting here. Oh man. Well, I was doing my best, but yeah, the Scottish accent is really tough. I don't- okay. Anyway, Dorothy Ross, thank you for the good laugh. I appreciate it. Um, oh, and let me see here. Let me scroll. Oh, Don Robinson Gales, thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you so much for watching Royals. Oh, listen, I didn't. Okay, look at it. Now I'm roll. See, when I don't want to roll R's, now they're coming out. Thank you for watching Royal Sussex. See what I just did? See what I just did? When I don't mean to do it, then they start coming out. Oh my goodness. Oh man. You know what? I wanted to have a second cup of coffee, but I was like, let me just get on and do my thing. And let me see. I'm wondering if King Charles III is hoping the Sussexes will come to his coronation in order for King to give the Sussexes children their titles. Oh, to make him look benevolent and generous, right? I would love to believe that, Kim Peaches, but he's so shady. Oh, is he shady? I mean, he's shadier than a Georgia pine. I can't see it happening. He's shadier than a magnolia on a hot summer day. I just can't see it. But well, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that because that would be something that he's doing to try to make himself look good. So yeah. Let me see. Okay. Let me go to the next one. Oh my goodness. Look at that. So while I was visiting Dumfries House in Scotland, I went into their cafe. While I was north of Hadrian's Wall, I discovered the sausage roll. The sausage roll. It is a light, flaky pastry crust that happens to have baked into it a delicious sausage. And then, of course, that by itself would have been a meal for most people. Not me, because I saw that soup of the day. And then, just to make sure that I committed carbicide, I actually went and got a roll to go with the soup. Oh my goodness, it was so good. All that salt and carbs, and then if that wasn't enough, I had to wash it down with an ice cold Coca-Cola. Woo, that was good. I was just as satisfied with I was just as satisfied when I walked out of there lumbering like an old Cadillac going up the avenue. I was stuffed. I couldn't wait to get on the train so I could go back to sleep. But yeah, and it was delicious. So I had that at the Dumfries house. Uh, let me see, Baron, you have me in stitches with your Scottish accent. Oh, I thought it sounded authentic myself. I'm just kidding. It was all over the place. Let me see. Oh yeah, and there I am, looking just like a country squire in front of the Dumfries house. Now, I'm sure you guys know the name Dumfries House by now. That is the place where they had that cash for honors. I seem to go on and on about that Dumfries house. One would start to think that I had something to do with it. One would think that I had a bag of that cash myself. Like when I went to hang up my coat for the tour, I just happened to look over behind the desk and saw a big shopping bag full of pounds or euros or whatever. I'm not saying that that happened, but I'm not saying it didn't happen either. But how did I afford that vacation? We still trying to sort that out, aren't we? Um, but believe me, if I had found a bag of money, I'd still be there. Um, check out the view on the right. That is one of the gardens. As a bit of a folly on those estates, they would have some kind of Asian, or at the time, I would think they would have said Oriental bridge over the creek or something like that. But yeah, those gardens at those estates are full of beautiful follies like that. There's usually some type of Greek Roman temple. There's some type of Asian gazebo, or perhaps a bridge, or both. They have those different kinds of things like that on those estates. Take a look there. My friends have set about tormenting her Republican neighbors, and it's the best thing ever. So, this one Democrat decided to put a cardboard cutout of Joseph Biden in their window, peering over at the neighbor's house. Oh man, you gotta love it, right? Um, just perfect for the Republican in your life. Fatima Abedin, thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. Thank you for clicking on my channel. Oh man, Buckingham Palace reveals plans for Queen Elizabeth horse after her death. Um, Plans for Queen Elizabeth's horse after her death? Didn't the Queen already decide what would happen to the horse when she died? Didn't the Queen decide that already? If I remember, during the accession day, the Queen said that she wanted the horse to be called Queen Consort. The Queen already said, call her Queen Consort. They are so repetitious with news that everybody has already heard. The Queen said, when I'm gone, to refer to her as the Queen Consort. Okay, why are you telling us this again? Why are you repeating that? We heard of the first time. Call her the Queen Consort. Consort, consort. We heard you. Why are you telling us that again? They act like this is news. Buckingham Palace reveals plans for Queen Elizabeth's horse after her death. She told us months ago. She said, call her Queen Consort. God, y'all act like we can't hear. Too much. Is that too much? I'm just asking. I mean, have I gone like a level too far? Or are we still good? I mean, I couldn't resist when I saw the thing. I said to myself, "Oh, this can be useful today." I said, "Oh, I know exactly what to do with that." And so, anyway, that's how that happened. Anyway, you guys, let me see. And of course, to Nancy Pelosi. Nancy, if he comes here, I'm going to punch him. I swear to God, I'm going to jail, Pelosi. I love her. I love her. And yeah, thank you, Nancy Pelosi, for upholding the Constitution of the United States, for putting the Constitution before party, even before your own life. Nancy Pelosi has proven her love for the United States. And so, as all of those people say those nasty comments about her, I just want to say that in some of the darkest hours in our country's history, Nancy Pelosi chose the side of the American people and, of course, the Constitution. This is a deranger on TikTok. I mean, sometimes contempt for the Duchess of Sussex can just turn you into Ursula. Sometimes having contempt for the Sussexes can literally turn you into Ursula. And lastly, as I was going through the social media, I ran into somebody's favorite, Nacho, little Nacho Fagares as dessert for today. The real life polo player who happens to be the international face of Ralph Lauren's polo, right? That is the international face of Ralph Lauren's polo. And with that, you guys, I wish you all a good Saturday. Thank you so much for joining us here on Royal Sussex. Thank you so much for your generous donations. They are greatly appreciated, and it helps to make it possible to do exactly what I'm doing right now. And more than anything else, I have to say to you guys, and I mean this with all sincerity, thank you so much for trusting me to do this work. Every time I say that, I get that little feeling, but it's true. Thank you all so much for trusting me to do this work because I know that as a squatty myself, I was in that wilderness of not really being able to talk to people because a lot of people just didn't understand my interest in the Sussexes. And I know likewise that if I experienced that, then some of you all have had that same thing happen too. And so when we discovered the likes of Tina and Michelle and other platforms, we found a safe haven, a safe space. And that's why we're here today. And so, in the spirit of that, I have to remind you that there are other platforms out there. If you find that Royal Sussex is not your cup of tea, I won't be offended. And also, if you find that these are too long, there's other platforms, but I say you can come in and visit. You don't have to stay for the whole time, but I'm glad you're here, and I appreciate every one of you being here. But the community has grown, and I think our what do you call it? Our commitment to the Sussexes have also grown, and so I'm glad for that. So thank you all so much for being a part of this channel's success. Some 28,000. I don't know what Charlotte's been saying, but I know it's usually something to do with William being an imbecile. So all I can say is, yes, Charlotte, I agree 100%. long as it, long as I know you're calling William an imbecile, then that's all that matters to me. Okay, so thanks, guys. I will see you all tomorrow. And our last word of the day is our last word of the day is there it is. Nacho man. I want me a nacho man. Nacho man. I want me a nacho man. All right, Church Nelly. Thank you so much for our last word of the what? Oh, Elaine Parker says pedal is on. Let me get the let me get the link. Let me see. Pedal. Pedal. Let me get the link, you guys. I'm going to listen to pedal while I eat lunch. And so I will be over there, you guys. Okay, thank you so much, Elaine Parker. I'm just sitting up here talking up a storm. Okay, so there's the link, and I am going to peg it to the top of the chat. And all of that stuff I said I was going to put on the community tab. We'll see how it goes. I didn't forget what I said I was going to put on the community tab. Thank you guys for accepting my absent-minded sometiming baby boomer memory. Oh, how many things do I say? I'm going to put that on the community tab, and it never makes it over there. Oh Lord. Wait, did I okay, I did pin that. Is it there? Yeah, it is there. Let me see if that goes to pedal. Okay, guys, go over to pedals and I will see you over there, okay? Let's flood pedals channel right now, okay? So there's the link at the top of the chat. I will be over there as I make myself some lunch. Oh, let me see. We are coming. I'm sending her a thing right now. Okay, you guys. See y'all over there. And I am going to Ginger Avenger us out of here. I am not going to come back after Ginge, just so you all know. I'm done So you all can get over to Petos. All right, see you there. See you there. Okay. Wait, what? What? Let me see. Well, when did she start? That is so weird. Pedal's usually about a good hour and a half. Oh my goodness, it sure is over. Oh Lord. Ah, what a weird day, you guys. Okay, anyway, let me ginge revenge, and I will see y'all tomorrow anyway. Okay, and cue Ginger Avenger. Let me see. Where is Ginge? There we go. What yellow shirt guy? What yellow shirt guy? You talking about him? Oh man. Well, yeah, that's the yellow shirt guy. Well, you guys, I'm still going to go and listen to Pedal while I make my lunch. And I had such a late start today, but yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to listen to Pedal while I make lunch. Um yeah, there you go. You can still see the link right there, Facts and Two Cents. But yes, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go and listen to Pedal while I make lunch, and I will see you all tomorrow. Tomorrow, I love you. Tomorrow, you're only a day away. Tomorrow, tomorrow. I love your tomorrow. You're only a day away. Gotta have a big ending. I almost did a Mariah Carey that time. Um, oh man. All right. I know dinner time, lunchtime. My whole schedule is off. My whole schedule is off. I don't know how this happened. I slept much longer than I thought I would. I can't help but blame the rain for that, but I slept much longer than I thought I would. So, but you know what? You know what though? I was thinking about doing something today. Um, and I don't know, maybe who knows, maybe later I might come back later with some travel stuff. I was thinking about that because I saw some beautiful photos I took, and I'm just like, maybe I'll share those next time. And then I lost my courage, but who knows? Maybe I'll come back later and share just a few travel pics from either Seville or Barcelona or something like that. But we'll see. I'll just give you a little narration, maybe about 30 minutes, and we'll see how it goes. But maybe. Uh, oh, you want to see him with a kilt on, huh? All right. Oh, Black Queen, you like that last note, huh? All right, God's Child says, interesting, Scots and Wales are rebelling. First year of my law degree in the 1980s, they told us Scots and Wales equal Brits and the English. Okay. Uh, my partner is English, my adoptive dad, and half of Scots and Wales. Well, God's Child, as you know, I have a little bit of that Celtic blood myself, and I must be part Scottish because I am a little tight with money. So yeah, Scots are very tight with their money. I mean, talk about tight. Pretty much, it's like a Yorkshireman. In Yorkshire, Yorkshire men are very tight with their money. It must be something about getting north of Hadrian's Wall. Well, that's not north of Hadrian's Wall. York isn't, is it? But anyway, once you get to the Midlands, once you make it up further north, then all of a sudden people are pretty conservative with their money. Oh, well, you may have to watch it later because I may be back with a little. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, I was thinking about doing that because I'm like, I have all these beautiful photos and nobody ever sees them. So it would be nice if I shared just a few of the places that I've been. Like, I mean, there I am at Dumfries House and such. And although I never made it to, Westminster Hall, I would have liked to have seen this myself. Those ancient timbers from forests that were, I mean, think about it, some of those timbers may have been planted during the time of Christ, and by the time they were mature, those same timbers were used in this great hall, and, well, just gives you an idea of how ancient that space is. By the way, God's Child, thank you so much for the super chat, and thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. Happy Saturday to you. Okay, guys. Gosh, I'm really sorry that I missed Pedal though. That stinks. But I mean, I can watch the because I'm always looking forward to Pedal every day. Um, so it's always disappointing when I miss it. But anyway, okay. I think we're good. Possibly, right? We could be cousins. I do have a couple of cousins over there that I saw on the DNA, what is it called? Ancestry.com. I do have some cousins over there. Let me see, where is that? What did I do with my DNA thing? See if I could. Oh, is this it? Nope, that's not it. I know I did it at the end of one of the that was the 14th. Maybe it was the 13th. Let me try the 13th. In the meantime, how about a musical interlude while I look for my DNA results? The sun'll come out tomorrow. Bet your bottom dollars that the sorrow and the pain. Oh man, nope, it wasn't the 13th. More music while I search. Maybe he drink, maybe she blows. Blah da blah da. Oh, no, that's not it. Maybe he reads, maybe she sews. Maybe they'll make me a closet of clothes. Something like that. Okay, I don't see it. Oh, well, I guess it was built up too much, so it wasn't the 13th? Well, what day did I share that? Let me try the 12th. Anyway, you guys, I'm fixing to go. Uh, Let me see. 13th, 12th, 12th. Nope, not. Oh, there it is. That's the 13th. Oh, there's the 12th right there. Oh, well, I don't see it. I don't see it. So maybe I didn't. Yeah, I did talk about it. I do remember talking about it. Oh, yeah, this is my suggestion to get out of a Zoom class. Remember that? That's what you do when you don't want to be in a Zoom class. Oh, good night, Connie. Yes, Connie, it's way past your bedtime. I'm done. You guys. Connie's going to bed and I'm fixing to go. Love you guys. See you next time in broadcast.